Elon Musk sent a package to your doorstep. Look inside immediately. Pause, let that line echo for just a second. Because, right now, the line between reality and miracle is thinner than it's ever been, and the next few moments might be the seconds that change your entire story. It's not every day something arrives at your door carrying more electricity than a thunderstorm and more questions than an unopened letter from the future, but today, you're holding it. The story is real, the delivery is for you, and what's inside might just be bigger than anything you dared to imagine. Let's rewind. You woke up just like any other morning. Maybe you went through the familiar rituals: coffee, newsfeed, check your texts that make Mondays feel like Mondays. And then, before the world could swallow you in routine, a sound at the door. Something different. Something strange. A package. No stamp, no sender, just your name, written with a confidence that suggests the sender knows you better than you know yourself. How does it feel? Standing there, holding this box, wondering, who could have sent it? Is this a joke? Marketing? Why does it hum with so much energy that even your hands can't keep still? The ordinary explanation vanishes the second you flip it over and see the faintest watermark, Tesla's emblem, a streak of Mars red, and, tucked in the lower corner, the most impossible signature, Elon Musk. You read it again, half expecting it to disappear in a puff of smoke, but it's still there, staring back at you like a password only you can decipher. Your mind races. Did you win a contest you forgot you entered? One of those golden ticket moments nobody ever actually gets. Or is this something the world has never seen, a direct message in cardboard and ink, hidden in plain sight, carrying something meant for your hands alone? That rush you're feeling right now isn't just suspense. It's a collision between fate and fear, curiosity and caution. Every cell in your body is screaming to open it, but your head is spinning with questions. What does Elon Musk want with me? Why today, of all days? At the same moment, on the other side of the planet, or maybe just a few miles from you, a private Musk team watches lines of code flicker on screens, an AI pattern flagging just one recipient today. Not 10,000, not a million. Just you. Somewhere, Musk himself glances at a dashboard, a pulse of data, a photograph of you on a dull gray morning, standing at your door, holding a box that will make world events look small by comparison. You hesitate. You want to rip it open, to uncover what's inside, but part of you can't help but savor the moment, knowing it might be the last second of your old life. This is the crossroads, the heartbeat before legend. Inside that package isn't just an object. It's a domino, a first spark, the start of a ripple that will reach every part of your existence. So what now? Do you let the doubts win, tell yourself it's impossible, turn the box over in your hands one more time, then quietly slide it under your bed? Or do you trust the possibility that, just maybe, the future has been hunting for you, not the other way around? Inside your chest, adrenaline jumps. You remember all those ordinary days that felt unremarkable, until this one. Could it be that everything led to this? Every failure, all the patience, the quiet work that never seemed to pay off, did someone finally see it? Did Musk, the shadow architect of the age, follow your journey and decide to test you on a day grown from ordinary roots? You're not the only one intrigued. As you hover over the seal of the box, imagine satellites swiveling, dashboards pinging, somewhere a circle of innovators watching a map and smiling as one small icon, the only one colored red, moves and pulses and grabs the world's attention. Your hands are sweating now, not from fear, but from anticipation. This isn't just a package, it's a question, and only you have the answer. Will you open it? Will you step into the storm that comes with being chosen? Because whether you believe in luck, fate, or nothing at all, odds don't matter when the universe addresses you by name. Maybe you take a deep breath. Maybe you count to 3. Maybe you find yourself hesitating because you know, deep down, that life neatly divides itself into before and after moments. And this click of cardboard, this gasp of surprise, could be the line no one else ever crosses. Pause and consider, how many people claim to be ready, craving the unbelievable, only to step back when it arrived? Not you. You're here. You haven't moved. You haven't scrolled. Because you know opening the box means opening a new possibility, a launching pad, an escape velocity, a message from the future that dares you to look inside and find a new version of your own life. This is bigger than a giveaway, larger than a prize. This is a test. A calling. Not everyone receives a package. Fewer still open it. And almost none take the next step. Don't let this be just another unopened opportunity collecting dust while the world wonders what could have been. You're ready, aren't you? You made it this far. Your hands on the box. The seal, unbroken, trembling with secrets waiting to be revealed. And if you feel that tingle, the hunger for action, for discovery, for the unknown, know that you are not alone. Thousands are watching, wondering, eager to see what happens next. If you want to support, to push momentum, or join a movement where moments like this matter, you can always drop a super chat or hit the membership join, because when you act, you tell the world you're ready for the extraordinary. You run your fingers across the edge of the box, slowly, carefully. Each second is thick with possibility. For an instant, your mind replays 1,000 old routines, deadlines, bills, missed calls, empty mornings, before snapping sharply into the present. Because nothing has ever felt more real than this simple, silent box pulsing with the weight of Musk's name on your doorstep. You listen. The house is unusually still. Even the traffic outside seems muted, as if the universe pressed pause, waiting just to see what you'll do next. You shake the box, just slightly, and catch a soft, mysterious shuffle inside. No clues, no instructions, just the raw hum of anticipation. The air buzzes, knowing what you don't. This isn't only about what's inside. It's about what happens to you the moment you open it. And all those thoughts, why me? What does he want? Become background static now. Because somewhere, far away but impossibly close, Musk himself isn't just watching, he's orchestrating. People speak about Musk like he's a myth. But the truth is, he's a mathematician of fate, the sort of mind that can see the dormant possibilities in the places everyone else overlooks. You draw a slow breath, try to slow your heart, but it still skips against your ribs like a code waiting for activation. You tear at the first strip of tape. It comes away with a sound louder than a starting gun, like a new beginning announcing itself to the quiet universe around you. The very top opens, finally. And instantly, the room changes, just a little. The light looks different. The air thickens as you part the flaps and peer inside. At first, you see only a layer of silver, something sleek and impossibly pristine, wrapped with a precision that matches Musk's obsession with details. You reach in, fingertips making first contact with the unknown. Is it cool to the touch? Does it vibrate ever so slightly, like a device humming with stored-up future? Your pulse jumps. You almost want to close the box again, to savor the last moment of uncertainty before reveal becomes reality. But it's too late for that. You already know your life has changed, whether by massive leap or tiny degree. You slide out the object, a sealed metallic container, dense yet light, edges beveled, with one word inscribed on the top, unlock. Underneath it, a small card in bold, bright script, you're closer than you think. You laugh, disbelief, joy, anxiety all at once, and turn the card over. On the back, there is a QR code and a note, scan for your moment, and remember, momentum favors the bold. These are Musk's fingerprints. Not the Musk of headlines, but the one who double-checks the bolts on rockets and sends secret engineers into the night to fix what the world thinks is impossible. You glance back at the box, is that all? Surely it can't be just hardware and hope. Yet when you dig a little deeper, you feel something folded under the main piece, a letter, sealed with a circle of wax, the Musk symbol pressed in deep. You crack the wax open, fingers unsteady, and begin to read. Most people get ordinary days. A very few get invitations. Fewer still open them. Congratulations on being one of the rarest. This isn't about luck. This is about noticing the door the rest have passed 1,000 times. What matters isn't what's inside the package, what matters is how you see yourself after opening it. Are you the type who follows instructions, or the type who builds what they need from what they're given? That choice is why you're holding this, because every system, every breakthrough, every new future, begins with the simple act of opening. Build from what you find. Share only with those who dare to believe in things no one else has seen. Momentum is now yours. You read it twice, then 3 more times. The words feel coated with more than meaning. They feel as if they're addressed to something deeper inside you, a voice you tried to silence every time doubt grew too loud. Is this some kind of test? A scavenger hunt? A launch sequence for a new type of human project? Meanwhile, the world spins on. People outside chase distractions, their doors remain closed, junk mail piles up in their hallways. But you're standing in the rarest of places, on the threshold of a story, half in, half out, about to decide whether this package was a fluke or your call to adventure. You weigh the device in your hand. Unlock, it repeats. Your phone trembles in your other hand, the QR code pulling you out of the ordinary and offering nothing but the promise of the unknown. You feel the intersection, the crossroads, the trembling anticipation that happens only once or twice in an entire lifetime. Should you scan it? Should you hide it, keep it to yourself, or call someone and shout the news? The only certainty you have is that the longer you hesitate, the colder the moment grows. Because all revolutions, all revelations, depend on action, not just curiosity. This, right here, might be the real message: opportunity never arrives with a list of guarantees. It arrives disguised as something you can ignore if you're too careful. You decide, finally, this isn't the moment for silence. This is Musk's dare, his experiment, his push to see who listens, and more importantly, who acts. What's inside the package is more than metal and microchips. It's a new trajectory for your story, a signal sent to someone the algorithms called exceptional, but destiny simply called ready. Are you? Breathe, go forward, and don't blink. Momentum's waiting and windows don't stay open forever. If you found yourself leaning in as you listen to this, if you want the story to grow, or want to support this channel's mission to seek out wonder and action, drop a super chat or join the membership. The future favors those who say yes. Somewhere in the world, 1 million people are scrolling and swiping, searching for cheap entertainment or another slice of other people's luck. But not you. Not right now. Because at this very moment, you've crossed into a place few ever find, a silent, humming crossroads where the next step is entirely yours. Musk's package sits open on your table, the word unlock staring at you from that precision-forged casing, the tiny letters words circling in your thoughts, each syllable echoing further than anything you've read in years. You realize, the package wasn't just something to receive, it's something to respond to. You stare at the QR code, phone trembling in your grip, a breath you didn't know you were holding still caught in your chest. There's nothing elaborate, no fireworks, no confetti, just a line, a decision, a whisper from the world's greatest builder of futures, asking you to make one small move that could shift everything. Pause, let those seconds stretch. This is the crucial interval, the microscopic line that stretches between almost and everything. In all the stories they'll tell about this moment, this is the part where the main character, you, chooses whether to step forward, to claim the next part of their life, or to let the old routine swallow this day and every day after. The world around is oblivious. The packages for the masses just sit, unopened, gathering dust and excuses. But not this one, and not you. Because action, even in the quiet, is the only language destiny speaks fluently. You bring your phone up. Muscles tense, heart heavy with hope and risk. You scan the code. For a half second, nothing happens, then a light pulses on the device. Lines of blue race across the screen, forming text, "Welcome." Your story is now live. A tiny, split-second video message appears, Musk himself, hair tousled, backlit by endless monitors and models of the future. He doesn't waste time. Most people won't get this far. You did. I don't believe in coincidence. Take the next step. Behind every box is a question. What will you build with what you find? If you want to shape the future, stop waiting for permission. Open what's inside. Show us what you can do, and then, with a smile that's more invitation than instruction, the message ends. The device unlocks in your hand, a soft click, and the top slides open, almost by itself. Inside? A sleek chip, thin as paper, pulsing a soft, impossibly blue light. Alongside it, a folded schematic, not a how-to, but a maze of possibilities. This isn't a manual, the tiny note reads, it's a canvas. The tools are here, the design is yours. Every visionary started with less, a spark, a wrench, a blank wall. What are you ready to make? Electricity builds inside you. This is Musk's greatest trick. He doesn't just deliver answers, he delivers questions so powerful, your imagination explodes. Because the package isn't about the object. It's about potential. It's an open door, one only you can cross. Think about it, how many times have you sat back, watching others leap ahead, waiting, wishing, hoping? This time, you are the pilot. The schematics in your hand are unlike anything you've seen. Patterns you almost understand, strange coordinates, hints at something unfinished, inviting you, daring you to try, to experiment, to fail and try again. What would you do if the future was honestly unsure, if it was waiting for you to decide what comes next? What if every big name in history, every Musk, every innovator, wasn't chosen, but called, and the only difference was that they answered? Is this the day you answer? Suddenly, your world expands. All the days you thought were just regular start to shimmer with potential, each failure now a lesson, each disappointment a piece of the blueprint for what you were meant to build. Maybe the chip is the key to a new device. Maybe the schematic is the spark for a project nobody else dared to attempt. But all of that is noise beside the main truth. You are not waiting anymore. You are the one who acts. Look, you might not have it all figured out right now. That's okay. Musk never did either, not at the start. Neither did any architect of tomorrow. The secret isn't being ready, it's being brave. That's all courage has ever been, showing up, opening the box, saying yes even when every part of you wants to step back and stay safe. You place the chip on your desk. You unfold the schematic, watching lines and curves, realizing every path forward is a question, one only you can answer. Your hands still shake, but for once, it's excitement, not fear. This is what happens when the world's most electrifying mind chooses curiosity over certainty. If you keep asking, why me? It's because the rarest part of progress is being willing to see yourself as chosen, even for a moment. So many people disqualify themselves before life ever tests their readiness. They forget that the future is written by the curious, the restless, the ones who act now. Remember, opportunity never waits. It never apologizes. It never repeats itself the same way twice. Right now, Musk's team is marking what happens next, not in code, not in press releases, but in the ripples your choice sends out. The future, for once, really is yours to design. Pause for just another second. If the hum of possibility in your chest is louder now, you already know what to do. This isn't the kind of story you tell at parties years later. This is the one you live. And if this is the energy you want more of, if you want to help keep these moments alive and encourage a community built on action, invention, and wonder, hit that super chat or join membership. Let's invest, together, in the people who dare to open the box. And now, you're past the point of no return. The device, the chip, the unknown blueprint, they're all laid out before you, shimmering with the kind of electric promise that only comes once in a lifetime. The room almost seems to pulse in time with your heartbeat. What does all this mean? Why you? Why now? There's a peculiar comfort in realizing not even the world's brightest minds had every answer at the beginning of their journeys. What they had, what you have right now, is a willingness to step forward even when the path is unmarked. In your hands, the schematic feels alive. You trace the lines, and with each pass, possibilities unfold. Is this a tool for creation, a riddle to solve, or a test to see if you'll follow the trail or create one of your own? That's the secret hidden in every one of Musk's cryptic moves. The true reward isn't in the package, it's in the moment when you decide to dive headlong into the unknown. That's the hidden gift, the real technology, permission to be the architect of your future. You tap the chip. It responds. Not with a robotic voice or an avalanche of instructions, but with a simple, pulsing blue glow, inviting, not demanding, action. You check your phone again, and this time, a new message displays, potential only matters if you try. One invention can tip a world. What pattern will you leave? There's no map, no instructions, only an invitation. You remember Musk's own mantra, failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. That freedom, the freedom to fail, to risk, to explore, is the rarest treasure of all. You imagine what this chip could become in the hands of 1,000 different people. But Musk sent it to you. The reasons swirl and multiply. Maybe the universe needed precisely your way of seeing things. Maybe only your exact experience, every heartbreak, every wild idea, could make sense of this mysterious piece. You are more selected than you could ever realize. Suddenly, all the waiting, the doubting, the wishing for a sign, this is it. This silent, or not so silent, call to action hidden in metal and code. Do you tinker? Do you call a friend to join? Do you set out alone into the wild digital woods? There's no wrong answer, only the risk of never answering at all. You turn to the letter again. One sentence catches in your mind and refuses to let go. Build from what you find. Share only with those who dare to believe. Instinctively, you understand, what's inside the box isn't just for you. It's a starting point, a signal to connect you to the right kind of people. People who, maybe like you, have waited their whole lives for a moment that finally calls them forward. In your mind's eye, you see yourself weeks from now, or years. Maybe your idea takes flight. Maybe it crashes 100 times, but the act of trying launches you into new collaborations, new spaces, new belief in yourself. One move leads to another. And suddenly you understand something that's been hidden from most people their whole lives. The point was never just the object. It was the pattern, the willingness to participate in the unknown. That's what the world's visionaries share, from every revolution in history right up to right now. You adjust the device, run your thumb along the edge, feeling the hum of energy, your energy, running through it. The package started off as Musk's experiment, but now it's yours. You are not a spectator anymore. The moment you open, act, say yes, you become the main character. Think back to every, maybe later, every, not me, every day you let slide by because it seemed safer. This moment wipes them away. The future doesn't belong to the hesitant, it belongs to the curious, the restless, the hopeful. Every quantum leap begins with someone saying, let's just see what happens. This is your quantum leap. And who knows, maybe this package is more than a message. Maybe it's a portal. Maybe Musk is watching, smiling in that subtle way, knowing he's just handed the world's most powerful spark to someone who has been quietly ready for far too long. Will you be the one to surprise him? Yourself? The entire field of what's possible? You understand now, the only thing standing between you and a future nobody else can imagine is the courage to keep going. To try, to fail, to build, to share. The package has delivered its payload. The rest is you, your will, your resourcefulness, your undiluted leap into what comes next. And even if you don't know the first step, the fact that you're here, reading this, feeling the electric tug of the possible, means you've already launched. Every door that ever mattered was opened by a hand trembling with doubt but moving anyway. Now, will you disappear back into the crowd, clutching the box, or will you build? Will you become the message you were waiting for? Because no matter your answer, know this, you are already further than most ever get. And if you want to keep these kinds of crossroads open, if you want to join a team of people who never wait for permission to try, invent, leap, drop a super chat, or hit the membership. Momentum is never an accident, it's a decision, and it always starts with one small yes. You sit with the pieces before you, the chip, the blueprint, the echo of Musk's message still bright in your mind. Something has shifted. For perhaps the first time, you finally see yourself not as a spectator, but as a builder, a doer, a spark in a world that craves new fire. All around you, ordinary days still turn and chores remain half done and the clock ticks as always, but behind your eyes, there is a door swinging wide, inviting you into the other side of normal, into the land of the inspired. You run a fingertip over the words on the letter one last time, as if memorizing a secret code. Build from what you find. Share only with those who dare to believe. This is more than a task, it feels like a prophecy. You've always been searching, waiting for proof that it's safe to leap, but now you recognize that the leap itself makes it safe, makes it real, makes it yours. The package was simply Musk's way of giving you the nudge you needed, a reminder that even the most extraordinary futures begin in the hands of people who were too curious to let fear win. There are moments when life glows at you, whispering, now. This is one of those. The chip hums, the schematic opens like a map to a future only you can see. You set to work, heart pounding, not because you know what will happen, but because you are willing to find out. You boot up your laptop, and under your fingertips a storm of ideas begins. Maybe it's only scribbles or sketches at first, or a folder marked Musk box and filled with wild possibilities. But in that moment, you notice something truly rare. You're not overwhelmed by what you don't know. You're energized by possibility, by freedom, by the simple fact that the open package is an open question with no wrong answer except giving up. The story shifts. It's no longer Musk's story, no longer just a story about a mysterious billionaire and a single, ordinary day. Now it's your story. The story of someone who opened the door. Who became the answer to their own question. You realize that the real magic isn't the device or the code or anything technology can provide. The real magic is this moment, your willingness to act, your refusal to step aside, your belief that the future requires you, personally, to shape it. So what next? That, truly, is the beauty. The QR code you scanned opens a tiny, exclusive online forum, a digital speakeasy where innovators gather, share ideas, troubleshoot dreams. Maybe you introduce yourself, explain you've just received the box. Instantly, people from around the world send welcome messages, share their own stories. Some are programmers. Some are artists. Some are risk-takers who have failed more than most ever dare to try. And every single one knows the feeling, the rush of being chosen, not by chance, but by the rhythm of their own actions. Bit by bit, you build something from nothing. Maybe the chip sparks a side project that occupies your evenings, a device no one else thought to make. Maybe the schematic starts a conversation that leads to a friend, then a collaborator, then a team. Maybe, just maybe, the act of opening and daring becomes the roots of something so much greater, a life that feels different, because it is different. Because someone saw what you could be, and you decided to believe it. Days pass, then weeks. The effect of the packaged moment grows. You start to see connections between things that never seemed linked before, a new way to work, a way to encourage others, a way to see small opportunities where others overlook them. You carry yourself differently. Not because the box gave you something you lacked, but because it revealed what was hiding in you all along. This is Elon Musk's real gift, his real message, tucked inside every package, every project, every ridiculous risk he's ever taken. The boldest advances in the world come from ordinary people willing to say, "All right. Let's see what's possible." Not because it's easy, but because it matters. To the world, and to yourself. You see now that you are a message in a bottle, tossed by your own hands into the sea of the unknown, not knowing who will respond, but certain the act itself is what unlocks the next chapter. As you sit with your project, or your ideas, or just the dizzy swirl of what's next, remember this was always more than an object. It was a question: will you open your package? Will you look inside, really look? Will you turn curiosity into momentum? That's all the universe ever really asks, that you meet wonder halfway. The world outside still spins, doors will still close for those who stand still, and most packages will sit unopened, ignored, forgotten. But not yours. Not now. Now, you're the one who opens, tries, builds, shares. Now, you're the message Musk trusted someone out there would finally understand. Take this energy, carry it out into your next decision. Into your conversations. Into the way you encourage someone else to open their own box, whatever form it takes. The secret has never been technology, it's always been hope, action, imagination. And in this ordinary moment on this totally extraordinary day, it lives in you. If this story sparked your own, if you want to see more stories of curiosity and courage begin, and continue, support this channel with a super chat or join the membership crew. Together, we build the future that packages like this are designed to unlock.